The story begins with a little girl named Xiaofeng. She was crying inconsolably because her parents had died in an accident. The family that did business with them adopted Xiaofeng. Xiaofeng was also in the car during the accident, which caused her to lose her memory and develop a sleepwalking disorder. There, the family had a young son named Su Muyan. He says, "I will always take care of Xiaofeng." Xiaofeng dreams of a boy named Qin Yao, on whom she has a crush. Qin Yao once saved Xiaofeng from being hit by a basketball, and since then, Xiaofeng has liked Qin Yao. When she opens her eyes, she sees that Su Muyan is actually sleeping in her room. Xiaofeng hits Su Muyan with a pillow, but he continues to sleep peacefully. Xiaofeng says, "You are not a child to come and sleep in my room." Just then, their parents, who had left them alone to go on a business trip, call. His mother says, "Xiaofeng, you are the older sister, so you should take care of your younger brother." And his mother also tells Su Muyan, "Listen to your older sister." Then Xiaofeng thinks, if I didn't have a brother, how wonderful life would be. She has to cook for her brother every day because Su Muyan has a stomach problem. Xiaofeng gives her brother Su Muyan medicine, but he doesn't take it. He just puts it aside. When Xiaofeng prepares food and takes it to him, he doesn't eat anything, but as soon as Xiaofeng leaves the room, Su Muyan quickly starts eating. Xiaofeng is very weak in her studies. When she enters school, she promises herself, "I will do excellent in my new semester." Her friends tell her, "You are weak in studies, you should take tuition from Su Muyan." Hearing this, Xiaofeng refuses them. In class, when Xiaofeng opens her bag, she hasn't brought the book she was supposed to. She has brought some other book. Meanwhile, when Su Muyan enters the class, everyone keeps staring at him because he is very handsome and intelligent, and he plays basketball extremely well. Su Muyan gives the book to Xiaofeng and says, "Mom and Dad were very worried about you, so they told me to pay attention to your studies." Xiaofeng says, "Oh God, why is he always around me? My biggest goal should be to stay away from him." Then she thinks, "My marks are low, so I won't be able to go to another university. My second goal is Qin Yao." She starts looking at Qin Yao's photo, and Su Muyan comes and snatches it. Xiaofeng takes the photo and says, "Are you jealous? Because Qin Yao is more handsome than you and plays basketball better." Su Muyan says, "Don't praise others in front of me, and remember to come see my match tomorrow." Xiaofeng says, "No, I have an extra class, so I won't be able to come." Just then, Qin Yao arrives and asks Su Muyan to play basketball. So Su Muyan says to Xiaofeng, "All right, fine. If you don't want to come, don't. Your extra class is also important." Hearing this, Xiaofeng immediately says, No, from now on I have to be a good sister. I will definitely come." Here, when Qin Yao eats the food made by Xiaofeng, he praises it immensely. Hearing this, Su Muyan feels very jealous. Su Muyan tells Xiaofeng, "Go and make a poster." When she goes, she sees that Su Muyan has left a note for her. She says, "You're not so bad after all." And then she starts making a poster in her brother's name. The next day, there is a match. In the match, Su Muyan and Qin Yao are on the same team. When Xiaofeng goes, many girls surround her and ask, "Are you Su Muyan's sister? What dish does he like? What is his phone number?" They start asking many questions, so Xiaofeng makes an excuse of going to the washroom to leave, but the girls don't let her go. Then Xiaofeng is forced to answer all the questions. Meanwhile, at the basketball match, a boy named Li Yun was clicking a photo of Xiaofeng. He starts taking medicine because he has a heart problem. Then another girl arrives, whose name is Liu Ji. When the poster of Su Muyan falls from Xiaofeng's hand, the other girl hands her the poster of Qin Yao. Just then, Liu Ji comes there and says, "Your taste is so bad." Xiaofeng thinks, Liu Ji is the same girl whose heart Su Muyan broke. Xiaofeng tells her, "Don't worry, Su Muyan rejects all the girls. You are very beautiful. You will find a good boy." To which Liu Ji says, "Who is there to reject me?" Just then, Su Muyan arrives. When Liu Ji sees Su Muyan, she just keeps staring. It seems like it's love at first sight for her. While leaving, Liu Ji says, "We will meet again." Meanwhile, when Su Muyan puts his hand on Xiaofeng's head, she gets angry and says, "Don't put your sweaty hand on my head." Su Muyan takes the Qin Yao poster from Xiaofeng and hands her his own poster. Su Muyan and Qin Yao's team wins the match. After the match, Xiaofeng starts secretly clicking photos of Qin Yao, and Su Muyan sees her. He takes her phone and deletes all the photos, to which Xiaofeng says, "Who gave you permission to touch my phone? And why are you deleting my photos?" To which he says, "You are not permitted to have a puppy love." On the other side, Li Yun was clicking photos of Xiaofeng. When Li Yun was taking medicine for his heart pain, Xiaofeng sees him and asks, "What happened to you?" He says, "I'm fine now. I'm just hungry." So Xiaofeng gives him the same food she had brought for Su Muyan. Li Yun feels very good seeing her kindness and asks for her name. So Xiaofeng says, Just call me by this name, Pretty Lady of the Universe. Li Yun smiles. On the other side, Liu Zhi goes to meet Su Muyan and tells him, "You are famous and so am I. Why don't we try to get to know each other?" But Su Muyan ignores her and leaves. Liu Zhi gets Su Muyan's information from the other girls, which Xiaofeng had given them. Meanwhile, when Xiaofeng arrives late for her extra class, the teacher scolds her and tells her, "Study," then leaves after giving a practical question. It gets dark while she is solving the problem. Su Muyan calls Xiaofeng and says, "I'm very hungry, when will you come? And yes, if you beg me, I can help you with your studies." So Xiaofeng says, "Why would I beg you?" When it gets very late, Su Muyan thinks Xiaofeng must be hungry too, so he takes food for her. To which Xiaofeng says, "Since when did you start caring for me? You haven't mixed poison in this, have you?" Su Muyan says, "If you don't want to eat, then don't." He starts to take the food from her, but Xiaofeng snatches it and starts eating. Su Muyan tells Xiaofeng, "I can help you with your studies." So Xiaofeng says, "If you're good at studies, it's not necessary that you can teach me well too. For that, your behavior should also be good." So Su Muyan says, "Okay, I will behave well with you." So Xiaofeng tells him, "Praise me a little in front of Qin Yao too." Hearing this, Su Muyan starts putting all the things in her bag, so Xiaofeng says, "You are so bad. I don't know why other girls don't see this." Su Muyan is taking Xiaofeng on his bicycle, and Xiaofeng says, "This is all your fault. My time gets wasted because I have to cook for you." Su Muyan tells her, "Don't blame me. Your time is wasted on puppy love." When she gets home, she sees that Su Muyan has made a mess of the whole house. Xiaofeng gets angry at him and starts cleaning. Su Muyan gives her his note and says, "If you don't pass this, you are a complete fool." Seeing this, Xiaofeng becomes very happy. At night, when Xiaofeng was sleeping, she starts remembering the accident and wakes up in fear. Just then, Su Muyan was standing at the door, who tells her, "When will my breakfast be ready? I am hungry." She quickly makes breakfast, then she remembers that she has a test today. Xiaofeng gets ready quickly but leaves in a hurry without her notes and shoes. Su Muyan messages her. She comes back and puts on her shoes, and Su Muyan tells her, "If you're getting late, I can drop you on my bicycle. In return, you will have to make 3 more dishes at night." Su Muyan was taking Xiaofeng on the bicycle. On the other side, Liu Zhi was also coming on a skateboard, and they have an accident. Su Muyan quickly picks up his sister. Then Xiaofeng asks, "Liu Zhi, are you okay?" To which Liu Zhi says, "My head is hurting." So Su Muyan reminds Xiaofeng, "You are getting late for class." Xiaofeng leaves Liu Zhi and goes quickly. Meanwhile, the teacher was noting the time for closing the gate. At Liu Zhi's request, the gate is closed, but Su Muyan and Xiaofeng enter the school. Su Muyan goes to class and tells Xiaofeng, "Park the bicycle," which makes Xiaofeng angry. On the other side, the teacher was scolding Liu Zhi because she was late. Xiaofeng reached the school but couldn't reach the class, for which the teacher punishes her by making her stand outside. When Xiaofeng sees Li Yun coming late, she throws her notes towards him to hide his face. Li Yun goes to her and says, "I could have hidden my face with my own hands, but thank you for these notes." Seeing them talking, Su Muyan feels very jealous. Then the teacher asks Su Muyan to pronounce a word, but Su Muyan's attention was elsewhere. Meanwhile, Li Yun praises Xiaofeng's handwriting. So Xiaofeng says, "I am very ordinary, very few people praise me, and you are one of them." Hearing this, Li Yun smiles. Just then, the bell rings and the class ends. The teacher introduces Li Yun to everyone and says he is a new transfer student. Then, the teacher tells everyone, "Sit according to your grades." Su Muyan tells Xiaofeng, "I am giving you a chance to sit with me." To which Xiaofeng says, "Who wants to sit with you? I will choose my own desk mate." Liu Zhi sits with Su Muyan, and Li Yun sits with Xiaofeng. Seeing this, Su Muyan gets very jealous. Then the exams begin, and Xiaofeng gets nervous. Then she remembers, the questions being asked are the same as the video Su Muyan played in the morning. Just then, Li Yun and Xiaofeng were both talking when Su Muyan hits Xiaofeng with a paper ball. Here, we see that Liu Zhi gives shoes to Su Muyan, but he refuses. Then Su Muyan gives a speech, and everyone praises him, but his attention was on Li Yun and Xiaofeng. Then Li Yun asks Xiaofeng to have dinner, and she says yes. Just then, she gets a message from Su Muyan, "Come home and cook for me." When she goes home, she is very happy to see her mom and dad and hugs them. Then, when they are eating, Xiaofeng complains about Su Muyan to her mom and dad. Their mom and dad advise Su Muyan, "You should help Xiaofeng with her studies." The next day, when Xiaofeng gets her results, her marks are very low, so she becomes sad. Li Yun goes to her and explains, "Someone else might be sad with you." So Xiaofeng asks, "Who?" Li Yun says, "Me, because I am always sick." Then Xiaofeng says, "I didn't know you were so sick." In class, the teacher asks everyone what they want to be in the future, and everyone gives their own opinions. Xiaofeng says, "I will open a bakery." Hearing this, everyone starts laughing. So Su Muyan also speaks up for Xiaofeng, and Xiaofeng becomes happy. Xiaofeng is very sad seeing her result, so Su Muyan consoles her, and Su Muyan asks the teacher to give Xiaofeng a retest and tells Xiaofeng, "I have faith in you." Xiaofeng says, "Yes, I can do it," and says, "Thank you," to Su Muyan. Su Muyan tells Xiaofeng, "You will make 8 dishes for me." So Xiaofeng says, "Not 8, I will make 18. While sitting on the bicycle, Su Muyan asks Xiaofeng, "Change desk mates," but Xiaofeng refuses. Ahead, Su Muyan sees Liu Ji running and asks her, "Sit on my bicycle." Liu Ji happily sits and says, "Bye," to Xiaofeng. When she reaches school, the teacher scolds her badly. "You have been late 8 times this month." Li Yun also sees her getting scolded. Just then, Liu Ji tells the teacher, Xiaofeng also needs to study, and Li Yun also speaks in her support, so the teacher calls Xiaofeng inside. Xiaofeng says, "Thank you," to Liu Ji and Li Yun. Then the teacher comes and scolds Xiaofeng, "You have not studied well." Su Muyan was about to stand up when Li Yun says, "Teacher, I will help Xiaofeng with her studies." During the break, Li Yun was teaching Xiaofeng well. Seeing them studying together, Su Muyan feels very jealous and tells Xiaofeng, "You are weak in studies only because of your puppy love." So Xiaofeng gets angry and goes outside. Just then, Li Yun encourages her. Then Su Muyan tells Li Yun, "Stay away from Xiaofeng." Here, we see that when everyone was eating, Xiaofeng gives one of her chicken leg pieces to Li Yun. Seeing them like this, Su Muyan gets jealous. When Xiaofeng and Su Muyan go home, their mom and dad say, "Eat your food." So Xiaofeng says, "I will eat after Su Muyan eats." And Su Muyan says, "I will wait for her," and he also leaves. So their mom and dad say, "It seems they have fought again." Liu Ji again sends a friend request to Su Muyan, but he refuses. Liu Ji slams her hand on the table and leaves. Here, Su Muyan takes food for Xiaofeng and sees Li Yun patting Xiaofeng. He gets angry and starts eating the food himself. Just then, Liu Ji comes to Su Muyan and tells him, "Your sister Xiaofeng is not well." Su Muyan quickly goes, picks her up in his arms and says, "What do you think? Are they going to give you an award for hard work, or are you thinking of dying?" They take Xiaofeng to the doctor, and the doctor says, "There's nothing to worry about. She was on her period and was running. That's why this happened. She will be fine with rest." When Xiaofeng sees such a big formula, she says, "How will I remember this big thing?" So Li Yun says, "Don't worry, I will give you tuition," but she refuses. Then Li Yun says, "In return, give me the special lunch." Then Xiaofeng agrees. Seeing these two, Su Muyan gets jealous again. When Li Yun was teaching Xiaofeng, Su Muyan takes the book they were talking about from the library. When Xiaofeng and Li Yun go to find the book, they don't find it. So Li Yun says, "I have this book at my house. If you want to read it, you can come to my house on the weekend." Xiaofeng says, "Yes," to him. So Su Muyan gets even more jealous. Then Su Muyan starts imagining that he and Xiaofeng have gotten very close while studying and have started dancing. Then, coming out of his imagination, he tells Xiaofeng, "You can't go to study on the weekend because I can bring improvement in your marks." Xiaofeng says, "You were secretly listening to our conversation." Su Muyan says, "Mom and Dad have told me to keep an eye on you, and this boy-girl relationship can never be pure." To which Xiaofeng says, "Li Yun and I have a good friendship, please don't spoil it." Liu Ji messages Su Muyan, "Can you help me with my studies?" So the next day, Su Muyan starts teaching Liu Zi in front of Xiaofeng. Liu Ji falls asleep while studying, but Su Muyan's attention was on Xiaofeng. Upon reaching home, Su Muyan gets a message from his mother. "Don't be angry with Xiaofeng, or you will have to stay hungry." Su Muyan pretends to have a stomachache, so Xiaofeng cooks for him. The next morning, Li Yun teaches Xiaofeng 8 times, and then she understands. Then Xiaofeng gives cookies to Li Yun, and tears come to his eyes. He explains, "My health is not good, so I can't eat such things." So she says, "You are my only friend. You have to stay well." On the other hand, the teacher is telling Su Muyan, "You will have to take a competition exam to get into a good university." But he refuses and says, "I will teach my sister well so that she can go to university." At night, Su Muyan secretly goes to Xiaofeng's room and clicks a photo of her notebook to correct her mistakes. The next morning, the teacher asks everyone to participate in the university. When everyone was going out, Xiaofeng sees Qin Yao and starts fixing her hair. Qin Yao invites Xiaofeng and Su Muyan for dinner, and they both agree. Just then, Li Yun arrives. Xiaofeng holds Li Yun's hand and asks him to come along, but his health is not good, and he refuses. Xiaofeng agrees to participate in the competition and starts practicing singing, but Su Muyan finds her voice very bad. Meanwhile, Xiaofeng fills out the form, and the teacher tells her, "You are very weak in studies, you should think first." Just then, Su Muyan comes and says, "Teacher, don't worry, I will give her tuition." So the teacher agrees. When they both come out, Xiaofeng says, "Thank you," to him. Here, Li Yun's health is very bad, so he was not coming to school. The next day, Xiaofeng is about to go for her practice when Su Muyan stops her. Xiaofeng says, "I am your elder sister, show some respect." So Su Muyan says, "You are not my sister, Xiaofeng." Su Muyan brings Xiaofeng out of the practice class and says, "I am hungry, cook for me." She says, "I am practicing." So Su Muyan says, "You are doing all this for Qin Yao." Xiaofeng gets angry and leaves from there crying. Just then, Liu Zhi comes and says, "I can help you so that Xiaofeng doesn't participate." Su Muyan is hungry, so he goes with Liu Zhi to eat. When Su Muyan eats, he has a problem with his stomach. Liu Zhi somehow takes him home. Xiaofeng gives medicine to Su Muyan. Then Xiaofeng apologizes to Liu Zhi. "Because of me, you also had to face trouble because of Su Muyan." So she says, "It's okay, we are going to be family now." So Su Muyan says, "You be quiet." Then Xiaofeng takes great care of Su Muyan and falls asleep next to him. Here, Li Yun was motivating Xiaofeng to participate in the competition. Seeing this, Su Muyan feels bad. Just then, Liu Zhi comes with flowers to ask about Su Muyan's health, and Su Muyan says, "I'm fine, I'm not dead." Then, Xiaofeng and Liu Zhi sit and look at their childhood photos. In a flashback, it is shown that when Xiaofeng used to play with another child, Su Muyan would threaten that child to keep him away from his sister. Liu Zhi finds out Su Muyan doesn't want Xiaofeng to participate because of Qin Yao. Liu Zhi also thinks Xiaofeng likes Qin Yao, and Xiaofeng blushes. Then Liu Zhi agrees to help Xiaofeng. Meanwhile, Su Muyan is listening to all this and gets very angry. The next day, when Xiaofeng and Liu Zhi were going for practice, they bump into a girl named Qi Yuan, who is Qin Yao's girlfriend. Just then, Qin Yao comes and introduces his girlfriend to Xiaofeng. Qin Yao's girlfriend was very arrogant. She starts bad-mouthing Xiaofeng. Just then, Su Muyan comes and says, "When you don't know about someone, keep your mouth shut and don't underestimate anyone." Qi Yuan's face falls, and Qin Yao takes her away from there. Su Muyan gives honey candy to Xiaofeng so that her throat will be fine. In class, Qi Yuan and Liu Zhi perform well, but when it's Xiaofeng's turn, she can't speak properly, so everyone makes fun of her. Su Muyan goes home, gets medicine, and makes notes for Xiaofeng. The next day, because of practice, Xiaofeng speaks well in class. Xiaofeng finds out that Li Yun is very sick and is admitted to the hospital, so she starts to leave. It was very late at night, so Su Muyan asks her, but she doesn't tell him and leaves. Su Muyan also follows her in his slippers and asks the reason. Xiaofeng says, "My only friend is Li Yun, who is in the hospital." Su Muyan says, "Okay, I will drop you at the hospital." Xiaofeng meets Li Yun and says, "Why didn't you tell me before that you have a heart disease?" Coming home, Xiaofeng searches about Li Yun's heart disease. Su Muyan checks Xiaofeng's notes, and after Xiaofeng falls asleep, he goes to her and says, "Forgive me, I didn't care about your feelings, but I won't do that anymore." Xiaofeng was awake, so she smiles. Xiaofeng starts trying to lose weight. When she gets tired, Su Muyan picks her up and says, "You have become very fat." Then, while watching TV, Xiaofeng falls asleep on Su Muyan's shoulder. In class, Xiaofeng now performs very well. Xiaofeng tells Li Yun, "Su Muyan is giving very strict training." Li Yun says, "He likes you." Xiaofeng says, "We are brother and sister." Here, Xiaofeng was well-dressed, so Su Muyan unbuttons her neck button and says, "A school uniform is better in school." At first, Xiaofeng refuses, then agrees. Liu Zhi gives a script to Xiaofeng, and Xiaofeng puts her script on the table. When it's time for the performance, Xiaofeng looks for her script but can't find it. She tells Su Muyan, "I forgot my script in the makeup room." After being scolded by the teacher, Xiaofeng has to go on stage. At first, Xiaofeng is nervous, but then she starts speaking well. When Su Muyan brings the script, he sees that she is speaking well and starts making a video of her. This time too, Xiaofeng's marks in the exam are low, so she takes out all her anger on Su Muyan. So Su Muyan tells her, "I'm hungry, cook food," but she refuses. The next day, when they go to school, Xiaofeng doesn't talk to Su Muyan. So Su Muyan says, "Today I will cook." But he cooks very bad food. Xiaofeng goes to meet Li Yun, and Li Yun tells her, "There is a hospital in the US where my treatment will be done, so I will have to leave school." In the next scene, Xiaofeng and Su Muyan were sitting at night watching TV. In the middle of this, Xiaofeng gets a little too close to Su Muyan and hugs him. Seeing this, Su Muyan's heartbeat was getting faster. Then they both watch Tom and Jerry, and Xiaofeng tells him, Li Yun is going to the USA. Then Su Muyan asks her, what do you want to be in the future? She says, I want to study medicine, but my marks are so low I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Just like if I ask you to cook, you can't. Then, the next day, when Xiaofeng wakes up, she sees that Su Muyan has cooked for her. Su Muyan tells her, if I can cook, then you can also study medicine. To motivate Xiaofeng, Su Muyan puts up notes everywhere. When Xiaofeng goes to school, all the students find out that Xiaofeng is going to study medicine, so they all start gossiping. Xiaofeng gets very sad, so Su Muyan stands in her support and says, no one knows her better than me. She will definitely be able to do it. Xiaofeng also falls asleep in class, so Su Muyan says, you are sleeping in class too. So Xiaofeng says, what proof do you have that I was sleeping? So Su Muyan says, the teacher said we have to go to the museum. Xiaofeng says, when did the teacher say we have to go to the museum? So Su Muyan says, will you still deny that you weren't sleeping in class? When she goes to the museum, she starts reading about sleepwalking. Su Muyan starts looking at her face because Xiaofeng also sleepwalks at night. Then Su Muyan clicks a photo with Xiaofeng. Xiaofeng thinks of giving a gift to Li Yun, but the gift is very expensive, so she becomes sad. Just then, Liu Zhi asks Xiaofeng, what happened? Why are you so sad? Upon Xiaofeng telling her, she gives her a pamphlet which said, a model is needed in an art class. Xiaofeng goes there. A man lives there, so Xiaofeng gets very scared. The man gives her a gift, so Xiaofeng runs away in fear. When she doesn't come home until late at night, Su Muyan calls Liu Zhi and asks, have you seen Xiaofeng? Then Liu Zhi and Su Muyan together start looking for her. Xiaofeng is sitting in a car and remembers the childhood accident. She quickly gets up and sends her location to Su Muyan. When Su Muyan sees it, he quickly goes to her and gets her out of the car. Then Xiaofeng also apologizes to Su Muyan, and he says, it's okay. Su Muyan brings Xiaofeng home, takes care of her, and falls asleep next to her. In the morning, when Xiaofeng sees Su Muyan sleeping next to her, she starts stroking his hair. Then, Xiaofeng gives a cake she made with her own hands as a gift to Li Yun, which makes Su Muyan jealous. Su Muyan and Xiaofeng were now going to sit in separate classes. Su Muyan makes a face, so Xiaofeng says, don't worry, I will cook for you. So Su Muyan says, there's no need for that. Then Xiaofeng asks Su Muyan for headphones to watch the English broadcast, so he gives them to her, but tightens the headphones, which makes Xiaofeng get close to him. When Xiaofeng and Su Muyan come home, they are very happy to see their mom and dad. Both say, all the best Wan to each other because the exams were near. The next morning, both go to say goodbye to Li Yun, and Xiaofeng gets sad. When will we meet again? When Xiaofeng and Su Muyan are taking the exam, their mom and dad are waiting for them. When their results come, Su Muyan was already good at studies, and Xiaofeng also gets a grade A. So Xiaofeng happily climbs on Su Muyan. Xiaofeng tells Su Muyan, you are going to university, live well there. Everyone is standing in line to fill the form, and there a new character is shown whose name was Qing Sui, and she was very beautiful. So everyone keeps looking at her, but Su Muyan doesn't even notice. When she leaves, she passes a smile towards Su Muyan, but Su Muyan doesn't even glance at her. Here, Xiaofeng fills the form for medicine, and Su Muyan also fills the form for artificial intelligence in the same college. Xiaofeng thinks, it seems all the girls will fall for him because of my brother. When Xiaofeng goes to the school campus, she finds out, my name is not on it. She calls to Su Muyan and gets angry, saying, I wanted to be self-independent by being away from you. Then she leaves from there. She sees a new house and praises it happily. Then Su Muyan comes and asks her, cook for me. But when she cooks, she gives him bad food and says, if you don't like the food, you can kick me out of the house. Su Muyan says while eating, this is very good. Qing Shui was also watching Su Muyan play basketball. When Qing Shui extends her hand saying, hi, Su Muyan pays absolutely no attention to her, just says, bye, to his sister and leaves. Here, all the girls started asking about her brother. When Su Muyan was in the library, Qing Shui came to him and tried to talk, but Su Muyan got up and left. Here, Xiaofeng was leaving the house. Su Muyan tries to stop her, but she doesn't listen to a single word he says. Then Su Muyan says, if you want to leave the house, then go, but you won't take even a single thing with you. So Xiaofeng is also angry and says, okay, I will do a part-time job. When she starts to leave the next morning, Su Muyan pretends to have a stomachache and says, I wanted to drop you off, but now I won't be able to go. Xiaofeng cooks for him and says, you have to take care of yourself. Su Muyan says, I don't know how to cook, so you will have to stay with me. Then at night, when Su Muyan was working, he sees Xiaofeng sleepwalking and catches her, puts her to bed, and sleeps next to her. Before morning, Su Muyan leaves from there. When Xiaofeng gives the correct answer in class, the teacher is happy with her and makes her the class representative. On the way, Xiaofeng sees a cat stuck in a bicycle and starts to get it out. Just then, Liu Ji arrives. Meanwhile, some girls make a video of them, saying they are harming the cat. Liu Ji helps her. They both rescue the cat and take it to the hospital. Xiaofeng says, "Until this cat gets well, I will keep it with me." They both name the cat Snowball. Here, Su Muyan was scared seeing the cat, so Xiaofeng says, "The cat will stay with us." So Su Muyan says, "Absolutely not." Xiaofeng says, "If the cat doesn't stay, then I will also leave the house." So Su Muyan agrees and says, "But this cat will not come near me." Hearing this, Xiaofeng becomes happy. The next day, when Su Muyan comes out after bathing, he gets scared seeing the cat in front of him and falls, getting injured. Just then, Xiaofeng clicks his photo and says, "I will get a good price for this photo." Then again, Xiaofeng starts scaring Su Muyan with the cat. Su Muyan sees that Xiaofeng's cat video was going viral, in which she was harming the cat. He shows the video to Xiaofeng, and Su Muyan says, "Someone has edited this video and is deliberately making it viral." Just then, Xiaofeng says, "I have never done anything bad to anyone." Xiaofeng and Liu Ji record a video and explain, "We were not harming the cat, we were saving it," but they were still getting negative comments. Su Muyan also drops Xiaofeng at college and brings her home. Then, they together make a documentary movie about how they saved Snowball, the cat. When they make the documentary movie, it gets a lot of positive comments. Seeing this, Xiaofeng becomes very happy and kisses Su Muyan. Just then, someone comes to adopt Snowball, so Xiaofeng gets tense. The cafe owner says, "If you are worried, you can work here, but you won't get paid." So she agrees. When Xiaofeng was working at the cafe, a child was bothering Snowball a lot, so Xiao stops him. The child's mother complains, and the cafe owner starts scolding Xiaofeng. Su Muyan was watching all this, then he remembers his childhood. "Xiaofeng used to save me when other children bothered me." Just then, Su Muyan also goes and saves Xiaofeng and Snowball. Here, the coach makes Su Muyan the captain of the basketball team. The next day, when Su Muyan tells his team to train, no one listens to him. Just then, Liu Ji and Xiaofeng come, who give a drink to Su Muyan. Xiaofeng was looking for a part-time job for herself, but she was not getting any good job. Just then, Su Muyan says, "The job of a maid suits you." Hearing this, Xiaofeng gets angry. The next morning, for not listening to the captain, the coach punishes the team members. Here, Xiaofeng gets good marks, so the teacher tells her, "You will also have to go to America for medical research on heart disease. Do you want to do it?" Just then, Liu Ji tells Xiaofeng, Su Muyan is in some trouble, so Xiaofeng leaves from there without answering the teacher. Here, all the boys are ganging up to bother Su Muyan. Just then, Xiaofeng brings some members and stops the fight. Just then, a company owner, Mr. Ouyang, arrives, who is the sponsor of the team. Su Muyan starts staring at him. The next day, there is a match, and Su Muyan explains the strategy to the whole team. Here, Mr. Ouyang comes with his sister Qing Shui to watch the match. Mr. Ouyang was staring at Xiaofeng, and Qing Shui was staring at Su Muyan. Su Muyan wins this match. Just then, Qing Shui comes to give him flowers, but Su Muyan ignores her and goes to his sister. Then they go to eat, and Su Muyan was serving food to his sister Xiaofeng. Qing Shui gets jealous and says, "It seems they are not brother and sister but a couple." Su Muyan gets a job in the Ouyang company, so Xiaofeng becomes happy and hugs Su Muyan. Their romance is about to begin when their parents arrive from upstairs. The next morning, when Xiaofeng goes to the office, she finds out that Mr. Ouyang was the one who adopted Snowball, and Mr. Ouyang says, "I want to make Xiaofeng my personal assistant." Xiaofeng refuses, but Mr. Ouyang says, "I won't take much of your time. I need some help in business and cook for me on the weekends." So she agrees. When Su Muyan finds out, he gets very angry, but Xiaofeng doesn't listen to him. Here, Liu Zhi gets Xiaofeng ready because Qin Yao was coming. Liu Zhi takes Xiaofeng to where Su Muyan and Qin Yao are sitting. Liu Zhi asks Qin Yao, "Don't you have any feelings for Xiaofeng in your heart?" To which Qin Yao clearly says, "I don't." Xiaofeng feels embarrassed and goes outside. Su Muyan also follows her. She was crying a lot, so she holds Su Muyan's hand and puts it on her shoulder and says, "Can't you comfort me like this?" So Su Muyan thinks, "I want to hold you like this for life." Then Xiaofeng becomes quiet and says, "I'm not getting that heartbroken feeling because I don't love Qin Yao, but I feel embarrassed." Then Su Muyan picks her up and takes her home. The next day, Xiaofeng is very sad because she wanted to go to the USA to help Li Yun, but she won't be able to go now because the teacher has recommended someone else's name. She was angry with Su Muyan because it was because of him that Xiaofeng couldn't answer the teacher. Here, Su Muyan is sitting, and Qing Shui comes and sits there, so Su Muyan gets up and leaves. When Qing Sui sees Su Muyan fixing Xiaofeng's hair, she feels jealous and also gets angry. Meanwhile, Liu Zhi tells Xiaofeng to participate in a competition, but Xiaofeng refuses. When Xiaofeng finds out that the winner of the competition will get money, she agrees and starts dance practice with Liu Zhi. In the competition, Qing Shui sends Xiaofeng for a debate competition instead of dance, so Xiaofeng couldn't speak. Su Muyan tells Qing Shui Xiaofeng had participated in the dance competition. Why was she sent to the debate? So Qing Shui says, maybe among so many people, Xiaofeng's name got changed. Su Muyan gets angry at her. Xiaofeng leaves the stage in embarrassment. Su Muyan also follows her and says, the earlier you came, the better it would have been. Xiaofeng gets angry at him and says, I hate you. Su Muyan tells her, you should quit this job. When Xiaofeng reaches the office, she finds out, I am getting a chance to go to America for medical research. So she becomes very happy. Here, Qing Shui gets angry at her brother Mr. Ouyang, who was investing in the project because of Xiaofeng. Here, while eating, Xiaofeng calls Li Yun and says, maybe I will also get a chance to meet Dr. Thomas while doing research. So Li Yun says he is a very big cardiologist in America. Su Muyan tells Xiaofeng, don't work at Mr. Ouyang's place, but Xiaofeng does not listen. The next day, there is a debate competition, but Xiaofeng's team cannot make it. This is all Qing Shui's plan. Meanwhile, Su Muyan says, I will be Xiaofeng's team. There is a tough competition, and in the end, Xiaofeng and Su Muyan win, which makes Qing Shui feel jealous. Qing Shui comes to Xiaofeng and says, come to my birthday party. Xiaofeng refuses, but Qing Shui persuades her. Just then, Liu Zhi comes and says, yes, we will definitely come. The next day, Liu Zhi and Xiaofeng go to the birthday party. Qing Shui takes Xiaofeng alone to a room. Liu Zhi tells Su Muyan everything, and Su Muyan comes running. Qing Shui plays an audio for Xiaofeng, in which she says the Su family had betrayed the Zhou family. She also shows some photographs and some accident reports, with which she can prove that the Su family had betrayed the Zhou family in business. Xiaofeng does not believe her words and starts to leave, so Qing Shui says, the Su family had your parents killed in a car accident and after that they adopted you. Then Qing Shui gives her a drink, and Xiaofeng starts crying loudly. Just then, Qing Shui tells her, Su Muyan takes care of you because he wants to hide his parents' mistake. Just then, Su Muyan comes and gets angry at Qing Shui and takes Xiaofeng away. Going home, Xiaofeng asks Su Muyan, what is the truth? Su Muyan tries to calm her down, but Xiaofeng says, I considered you people my family. Xiaofeng pushes Su Muyan and leaves, but while leaving, Xiaofeng accidentally takes Su Muyan's phone instead of her own. In the phone, she sees that there are many of her photos in Su Muyan's phone with the words, I like you. Seeing this, Xiaofeng starts crying and drinks. Just then, some thugs come and try to take her with them. Then Su Muyan comes and saves her. During this, the thugs also beat up Su Muyan and leave. Su Muyan brings her home and puts her to sleep. When Xiaofeng wakes up, she asks Su Muyan, do you like me? So Su Muyan says, yes, I like you. So then she says, then we can't live together. Xiaofeng starts to leave, then faints and falls because she had a fever. Su Muyan takes care of her and falls asleep there. When Xiaofeng wakes up, seeing him sleeping beside her, she starts to leave, cooks for him, and leaves the house. When Su Muyan wakes up the next day, he sees that Xiaofeng is not here, so he tries hard to find her. Mr. Ouyang, seeing Qing Shui happy, asks, what did you say to Xiaofeng? So she says, I just played her a fake audio. Then we find out that the Ouyang family had betrayed the Zhou family in business. Su Muyan searches a lot for Xiaofeng, but he doesn't find her. Just then, his mom and dad call, so he leaves. His parents were also very worried about Xiaofeng. Since Xiaofeng was missing, Su Muyan was also not eating. Here, Xiaofeng had shifted to a small room and gets scared seeing a spider there. Then she remembers, Su Muyan used to scare me with a spider, and my mom and dad would save me. Going to the roof, Xiaofeng shouts loudly and lets out all her anger. Su Muyan is also missing Xiaofeng. Then Xiaofeng comes to meet Liu Zhi, and Liu Zhi says, I suspect that Qing Shui is doing all this deliberately. Xiaofeng also starts suspecting Qing Shui is doing all this deliberately. Here, Su Muyan was not concentrating on his project, so his teacher scolds him, you are not concentrating on your project. Just then, Xiaofeng sees Qin Yao and Qing Shui, so Qin Yao calls Su Muyan and tells him, I've seen Xiaofeng. Su Muyan leaves everything and comes to find Xiaofeng. Just then, Li Yun had come from America, leaving his treatment, to meet Xiaofeng. Xiaofeng hugs him, and seeing them so close, Su Muyan becomes very sad. Xiaofeng shows Li Yun the place where she lives. Then they both go to a restaurant to eat, and when she makes a dish, she remembers Su Muyan, thinking, I used to make this dish for Su Muyan before. Then Li Yun asks her, come with me, but she puts Li Yun in the car and herself goes and sits somewhere. She checks her phone and sees many messages from her mother. Just then, Su Muyan calls, but she cuts the call. When she checks her purse, there is no money in it, so she falls asleep on the bench there, but a beggar comes and wakes her up. Then she is sleeping on the stairs of the girls' hostel and gets caught. The guard calls Su Muyan. Xiaofeng also calls Li Yun. Su Muyan holds Xiaofeng's hand and is taking her away when Xiaofeng leaves his hand and goes with Li Yun, which makes Su Muyan very angry. Here, Li Yun tells Xiaofeng, "Until you find a place to live, you can stay at my house, and as rent, you can cook for me." So Xiaofeng agrees. The next day, Xiaofeng makes many dishes for Li Yun, and just then, Su Muyan arrives. Xiaofeng tells him to leave, but Su Muyan does not go. Li Yun tells Su Muyan, "We both should help Xiaofeng together." Su Muyan gives the audio to Li Yun and says, "There is something wrong with this audio." With the help of a hacker, they both find out that the audio was edited. Then Su Muyan asks Li Yun, "You two are just friends, right?" Li Yun tells him, "Trust me, we are just friends." Li Yun tells Xiaofeng, "You like Su Muyan." So Xiaofeng says, "What are you saying?" and leaves. The next day, Xiaofeng comes home, and her mother is very happy to see her, but Xiaofeng says, "I have only come here to take my things." Then her mother gives Xiaofeng a photo of her real mother and explains, "We were friends and started a business together, then suddenly they had an accident." So Su Muyan says, "The audio and photos that Qing Shui showed you were all fake." But Xiaofeng leaves from there. Here, Mr. Ouyang gives a drink to Xiaofeng, so she faints and says, "I have a best friend, Li Yun, who has a very serious heart disease for whom I chose medical studies." Just then she faints, and Mr. Ouyang puts her to sleep, but she has a sleepwalking disorder, so she walks onto the road where she's about to have a car accident. Just then, Su Muyan comes and saves her, so Xiaofeng says, "What are you doing here?" Su Muyan says, "You were the one who called and summoned me." Then it is revealed in a flashback that when Xiaofeng was unconscious, she had called Su Muyan and said a lot of things. So Xiaofeng says, "Thank you," to Su Muyan. Then Su Muyan gives her a hangover drink, so Xiaofeng asks, "Did you sleep in my room to protect me?" Su Muyan says, "Yes." Then Xiaofeng says thank you to him and says, "Why didn't you tell me before? I could have protected myself." So Su Muyan says, "You don't need to protect yourself, I will protect you myself." Then they both eat. In the next scene, Qing Shui and her friend Yang are planning how to get Xiaofeng to resign. When Xiaofeng finishes her work, Yang gives her more work and tells her, "Come 2 hours earlier." Just then, Liuzhi tells Xiaofeng, "Yang is torturing you." Xiaofeng says, "I am thinking of quitting the job." Yang overhears these things and becomes happy. Xiaofeng goes to Mr. Ouyang with a resignation letter and he says, "I will make you Dr. Thomas's assistant for medical research." So she takes back the resignation and becomes happy and also tells this good news to Li Yun. Then Su Muyan shows an apartment to Xiaofeng and she says, "So cheap. I don't need it. I will find it myself." When she's about to leave, Su Muyan sees that Xiaofeng's top is torn, so he tells her, "I will get you a new dress," and drops her home. Su Muyan and Qin Yao go shopping for Xiaofeng, but they don't like anything, so they ask Liu Zhi on a call. When Xiaofeng goes to the office, everyone makes fun of her torn top. Mr. Ouyang tells Xiaofeng, "Go shopping," but she refuses. Mr. Ouyang says, "You are going to be Dr. Thomas's assistant, so you can't go in such clothes." Then Xiaofeng agrees and tries on outfits. Just then, a girl clicks a photo of Xiaofeng and Mr. Ouyang. When Su Muyan sees Xiaofeng with Mr. Ouyang, he doesn't like it. Su Muyan also brings a dress for Xiaofeng, which she likes a lot. When Mr. Ouyang is looking at his and Xiaofeng's picture, Qing Shui comes from upstairs. She sees the photo. She gets very angry seeing Xiaofeng's photo. Then Qing Shui sends that photo to Yang. The next day, Yang was already angry with Xiaofeng, so she tells her, "Complete this project in 1 day." Then Xiaofeng goes to the cabin to get project material where many files are kept, and there she sees a share purchase contract file which was the contract between the Zhou family and the Ouyang family. Just then, she hears someone coming, so she quickly takes a photo of the file and goes to Li Yun and tells him everything. So he says, "I don't know about this. Qin Yao has studied law. He will help you." So Xiaofeng goes to Qin Yao and he explains, according to this, the Zhou family had taken shares from the Ouyang family at a low price, and says, "I can't tell you more than this because the photo is not of the entire contract." So Xiaofeng says, "I will try to take a full photo." Xiaofeng sees Qing Shui with another boy. When Qing Shui goes to dinner with Qin Yao finds out Qing Shui is cheating on me because he sees her mobile when Qing Shui goes to the washroom, but he doesn't say anything to her. The next day, Qin Yao sees Qing Shui hugging another boy and starts fighting with her, so Xiaofeng stops him, which causes Xiaofeng to fall. Qing Shui again tries to act innocent, so Qin Yao pushes her away and picks up Xiaofeng and takes her away because her foot was injured. Just then, Qing Shui clicks a photo of both of them from behind, and sends it to Su Muyan, seeing which Su Muyan gets very angry. Here, Qin Yao says, sorry, to Xiaofeng, because Xiaofeng got hurt because of him. Qin Yao cries a lot, so Xiaofeng explains to him, you will find a very good girl who will truly love you. So Qin Yao says, will you be that girl? Su Muyan overhears all this and gets very angry. Su Muyan tells Xiaofeng, if you can care for Li Yun, then I can also care for you. So Xiaofeng says, I don't need care. But Su Muyan pushes her onto the sofa and says, I can't put you in more danger. Seeing Su Muyan so close, Xiaofeng gets nervous and pushes him away. Su Muyan was making a watch for Xiaofeng. Whenever she is in danger, an alarm will go off. Then Su Muyan puts that watch on Xiaofeng. Then they go to see a room for Xiaofeng, and during the room setup, Xiaofeng's finger gets hurt. Su Muyan puts her finger in his mouth, so Xiaofeng gets nervous and pulls her hand back. The next day, Xiaofeng gets a lot of work at the office, so she is sitting and working until night. Mr. Ouyang says, come, I will drop you home, it's late. But she refuses. While going down the stairs, she sprains her foot, so Su Muyan picks her up and takes her away and, holding her hand, says, I like you, will you be my girlfriend? Xiaofeng quickly goes into the room and is very happy inside. Here, Su Muyan is very sad. Xiaofeng tells Li Yun, Su Muyan has confessed his love to me. So Li Yun says, I think you like him too. Xiaofeng tells him to rest and leaves. Just then, she finds out from the doctor that Li Yun's condition is very serious, so she becomes very sad. Here, Xiaofeng and Qin Yao eat together, and Qin Yao hugs Xiaofeng. Just then, Xiaofeng's key ring falls, and Qin Yao keeps that ring with him. The next day, Su Muyan consoles Qin Yao on his breakup and gets the wrong idea when he sees Xiaofeng's key ring with him. Su Muyan brings a painting and puts it in Xiaofeng's room. When Xiaofeng sees the painting, she likes it a lot. When Xiaofeng looks out the window, she sees Su Muyan sitting below. Su Muyan was also feeling cold, so Xiaofeng takes a blanket for him and says, what are you doing here in this cold? You will get sick. Su Muyan says, you will take care of me. Then he makes her sit with him. Then Xiaofeng tells him, go home. So he gets a little too close and says, I will come again tomorrow. In the next scene, when Mr. Ouyang was exercising, he sees in a video that Xiaofeng has seen the contract agreement. Xiaofeng gives a very good speech in class, so Su Muyan is very happy. Then, Su Muyan gives food to Xiaofeng and feeds her with his own hands. The next day, Xiaofeng goes to see that file again, but Mr. Ouyang removes that file from there. At night, when Xiaofeng looks down from the window, Su Muyan is not there, so she becomes sad. Here, everyone comes to eat, and Su Muyan was drinking a bit too much and was taking Xiaofeng's name. Liu Ji video calls Xiaofeng, and Su Muyan says, why did you hug Qin Yao? And says, while crying, Xiaofeng, where are you? Xiaofeng comes running to him and holds his hand. Su Muyan says, where were you? I was waiting for you for so long. Come on, take me home. Then, Xiaofeng takes him home. When she's about to go get him a hangover drink, Su Muyan catches her and says, don't leave me. So, Xiaofeng starts smiling. Su Muyan starts to kiss Xiaofeng, but Xiaofeng puts her hand in between and doesn't let him kiss her. Since the house is far, Xiaofeng takes him to a hotel, and while paying, Xiaofeng sees that Su Muyan has her photo in his wallet, so she becomes very happy. At night, when Xiaofeng is about to leave him, Su Muyan pulls her close and says, please, don't leave me. Still, Xiaofeng was leaving, but seeing Su Muyan repeatedly falling off the bed, she comes back. In the struggle, she also falls on the bed, and they both fall asleep there. When she wakes up in the morning, Su Muyan was sleeping very close to her, so she runs away. Su Muyan catches her and asks, what is going on between you and Qin Yao? So Xiaofeng runs away from there. The next day, Xiaofeng is getting into a car to go to the airport, and her health deteriorates in the car, so her smartwatch starts buzzing. Su Muyan takes her to the hospital because the smartwatch had sent him the location. Xiaofeng says, you came for me, leaving your important class. So, Su Muyan says, you are more important to me. And then, Su Muyan feeds her. Mom and Dad also come, but they watch them from outside. Xiaofeng feeds Su Muyan an orange with her own hands and is about to tell him that there is nothing between her and Qin Yao when Mr. Ouyang's call comes. He tells her, Doctor, Thomas has found that medicine, now research will be done on it. So Xiaofeng becomes very happy. Just then, Su Muyan says, you were about to tell me something. So Xiaofeng runs away and says, I have to tell this news to Li Yun. Su Muyan thinks, when will I become important to you? Li Yun brings flowers for Xiaofeng. Su Muyan gets angry. He breaks all the flowers, so Xiaofeng gets angry at him. The next day, Xiaofeng goes to a party, and Su Muyan, seeing Xiaofeng's dress, puts his jacket on her, and holding Xiaofeng's hand, takes her to the roof where they dance romantically, and Su Muyan kisses Xiaofeng, which makes Xiaofeng very nervous. When Xiaofeng comes to get food for Su Muyan, she sees Qin Yao and starts talking to him. Qin Yao says, if you weren't Su Muyan's girlfriend, you would be mine. Su Muyan overhears these things and gets angry and leaves in the car with Qing Shui. Seeing this, Xiaofeng feels very bad. Qing Shui shows Su Muyan that contract file and says, "Here is the proof of the Su family's innocence, but to get it, you will have to make me your girlfriend." So Su Muyan starts to leave. She says, "I am Qing Shui. I get whatever I want, and you are the one who is not paying attention to me." Here, Qin Yao tells Xiaofeng, Su Muyan is not getting any investors, and the one he got was also a trap by Qing Shui. Qin Yao also tells her, Su Muyan is having a stomach ache. So Xiaofeng goes to Su Muyan, feeds him, and takes care of him. Then Su Muyan hugs her. Whichever company Su Muyan goes to, everyone refuses to invest with him. On the other hand, the university Xiaofeng had applied to for Su Muyan gets approved. Hearing this, everyone celebrates. When Xiaofeng and Su Muyan watch a horror movie, Xiaofeng gets scared, so Su Muyan holds her. In the next scene, Su Muyan proposes to Xiaofeng. At first, Xiaofeng refuses, then she wears the ring on her hand. When Xiaofeng is about to go to her room, Su Muyan tells her, "You are forgetting something." So Xiaofeng runs to him and says, "What am I forgetting?" So Su Muyan kisses her. When Xiaofeng goes home, the house is clean. Then Su Muyan and Xiaofeng eat and watch a movie. Su Muyan does a funny dance for Xiaofeng and, giving her a keyring, says, "I can do anything for you," and then kisses her. The next day, Xiaofeng goes to the hospital, and there a child is sick, and he also vomits on Xiaofeng, and then that child dies. Xiaofeng becomes very sad and starts crying, to which the doctor tells her, "If you can't bear all this, how will you become a doctor?" Meanwhile, Mr. Ouyang consoles Xiaofeng, and Su Muyan also arrives. Xiaofeng runs and hugs Su Muyan, and Su Muyan tells her, "You should do whatever your heart desires, I will support you." Xiaofeng tells Su Muyan, "I want to open a cake shop." So Su Muyan says, "You will make cakes only for me." Then they both start decorating the cake shop, and now they were getting closer to each other. When Su Muyan is about to leave, Xiaofeng comes and kisses him. Liu Zhi also helps Xiaofeng in her cake shop. On the other hand, Qing Shui and her friend come to Xiao's shop. They both start criticizing the shop, so Xiaofeng also gives them a piece of her mind and tells Qing Shui, "Su Muyan only loves me and eat this cake as a treat." Here, Xiaofeng is making Su Muyan's birthday cake when reporters come and call all the items bad and wreck the place. When Su Muyan comes, her cake is ruined. Xiaofeng is sad and says, "I made it with so much effort." So Su Muyan picks it up from the floor and eats it, saying, "It's very tasty." Then they both make a cake together. At night, Su Muyan stays with Xiaofeng. When Su Muyan is sleeping, Xiaofeng puts a blanket on him. When he wakes up, Xiaofeng pretends to be sleepwalking, so Su Muyan picks her up in his arms and kisses her. After putting her on the bed, he starts to kiss her again and Xiaofeng wakes up. The next day, Su Muyan gets jealous, seeing Mr. Ouyang and Xiaofeng together. Just then, Mr. Ouyang gets a call and is told, "The research Dr. Thomas was working on has been successful," so Xiaofeng is very happy. In the next scene, Xiaofeng goes to America with Li Yun for his treatment. Here, Su Muyan was missing Xiaofeng. When Xiaofeng returns from America, Su Muyan comes from behind and kisses her. They are very happy to see each other. The next day, Xiaofeng goes to a party, and there Su Muyan sees a boy bothering Xiaofeng. So Su Muyan saves her, brings her out, and kisses her. Here, Qing Shui becomes Su Muyan's assistant and clicks a photo with Su Muyan and sends it to Xiaofeng, which makes Xiaofeng feel jealous. Just then, she calls Su Muyan, but the call doesn't connect. Then at night, Xiaofeng has a bad dream and gets scared. So Su Muyan comes and hugs her. Here, Qing Shui plays a trick again and tells Xiaofeng, "The Su family caused your parents' accident." She also gives some proof, but Xiaofeng doesn't believe her, so she persuades her. Just then, Su Muyan and Mr. Ouyang also arrive. Mr. Ouyang explains, "The audio my sister gave was all fake, and my dad was the one who caused your parents' accident." Xiaofeng cries a lot because she had said a lot to the Su family, so Su Muyan calms her down. The next day, Xiaofeng gives her resignation to Mr. Ouyang, and Mr. Ouyang says, "I'm sorry," to her. Here, Qing Shui also realizes her mistake, and Xiaofeng also says, "I'm sorry," to her adoptive parents. Xiaofeng was very sad because of Li Yun's poor health. Then, a month later, Xiaofeng and Su Muyan go to a robot ceremony, and Su Muyan confesses his love to Xiaofeng and asks, "Will you marry me?" Just then, Li Yun arrives. So Xiaofeng leaves Su Muyan and comes to Li Yun. Su Muyan says, "I am asking something, will you marry me?" Everyone says, "Say yes." So Xiaofeng also says, "Yes." Just then, Su Muyan picks up Xiaofeng and takes her home. They both have dinner, and Su Muyan picks up Xiaofeng, brings her to the bed, and kisses her. Then they both unbutton their shirts and start kissing when his mother comes in, so both are embarrassed. Then Su Muyan is very happy seeing Xiaofeng in a wedding dress, and kisses Xiaofeng. Then they go on their honeymoon. Su Muyan had brought the marriage certificate so he could tell everyone, Xiaofeng is my wife. Su Muyan lays Xiaofeng on the bed and kisses her. Thus, the drama has a happy ending.